I'm excited to record this video. This is a big one, and it's something our users working leads in multiple cities are going to love. So we just rolled out local presence dialing inside of Next Level CRM. What this means is pretty simple. When you call a lead, your caller ID now automatically matches their local area code whenever possible. You do have to buy additional phone numbers within Next Level, but they're fairly cheap. So instead of your call coming from some random out-of-state number, which would be your normal Next Level default phone number, it looks local and familiar now to the person you're calling. So this is awesome because prospects are far more likely to answer and pick up calls from local numbers. That one small change alone can dramatically improve pickup rates. So another benefit is that dialing from multiple numbers protects number health. It reduces call fatigue, and it gives you more long-term reliability when scaling outreach across multiple markets. So your calls are going to be coming in directly from the city or something close to that city, depending on how many numbers you purchase. Going to really dramatically increase your call pickup rate. The best part about this, you don't have to manage this manually. Your system will automatically identify the closest number if it's in that city and assign it. So when you're dialing leads, it's just going to pick that number and automatically do it city by city, lead by lead. So if you're working across local cities, different cities, which most of you are, this is one of the features that quietly gives you a massive edge. More answers, better conversations, cleaner outbound calling setup. It's all built right within Next Level. So check this video out to see how you can set it up yourself. So just by way of kind of overview here, this is why local presence dialing works. So more calls are answered, people are more likely to answer local looking numbers. It reduces hesitation from unfamiliar or out-of-state caller IDs. Better first impressions, smarter number usage. So, when you're dialing lots of leads all the time, you risk your number showing up as spam. But if you're dialing from multiple numbers all the time, you have a lot less spam risk. Additionally, some carriers are less likely to mark your number as spam if it's coming from a local number. So that's another benefit there. It's best for multi-city outreach. Most people working, like a lot of our users working insurance, are all working multiple states, and so this is going to be helpful for that. And as I mentioned at the intro, this is an automatic thing. So more answered calls, cleaner dialing, scaling, it's built for growth. Couple things just practically on how this works. If you're calling with an area code, say 241 in Dallas, and you have a phone number with the area code 241, that phone number will be used to make the call. If you don't have a phone number 241, but you have another Dallas area code, it's going to choose that number. So it goes by that state, or that city I should say, not by the state, but by the city. And so I'm going to show you how to kind of identify here in a moment your leads where most of them are coming in, so you can at least hit a lot of them that you find yourself calling into often to try to increase the pickup rates. So when initiating an outbound call, the system checks the contact's phone number area against your pool of available numbers. If a match exists, the call uses that number as the caller ID, and then it'll use your default. I already talked about that. So now we're going to get into some practical setup stuff here. How do you find out where your leads are coming from? Like, what's the easiest way to say, okay, I get a lot of leads, I'm working multiple states, where are most of the area codes that I'm working coming from? So I'm going to show you how to walk through that. Now I've got a dummy account pulled up here. There's not a lot of phone numbers here, but just disregard that for now. So basically what we're going to be doing is when you're in your system and you're going to contacts, I recommend going to filters and filtering out like who do you want to be analyzing, like all of your leads. Which ones do you want to analyze to figure out where most of your area codes are coming from? So I would do something like created and then do less than, like maybe last few months or 6 months or whatever, and then hit apply. Now I'm not going to do it on mine because these dummy contacts were created a while back. So actually I'll just go like last 2 years or whatever, just to capture that. I'm going to hit apply, and then I don't need to save that smart list, but I'm going to go ahead and do and then I would do like phone is not empty, so you're only grabbing contacts where you have a phone number. And then additionally, this is going to take some discernment on your part. I'm going to delete it just for the sake of this presentation. do like, and maybe do it based on tag, like where are your leads coming from? You know, if you're getting like a lot of Facebook leads or something like that, maybe filter by Facebook leads. I want to just get my Facebook leads for the last 6 months, everyone who doesn't have a phone number. So just think through that. Which phone numbers do you want to be looking at? You know, depends on how many contacts are in your account as well. You know, if you've got thousands, you probably don't need to export thousands, maybe just do a couple hundred. Totally up to you, but I just wanted to walk you through how to set some filters on your contacts. And you may need to pause or rewind this to go through it again. Now, after you have your contacts sorted, you need to grab all of them. So you're going to click this checkbox and then make sure you select all records. And that'll be all the records of all the contacts that you filtered down. Another quick way is just grab the page size and say, hey, just grab 100. And I just want to grab 100 that are on this list. I only have 22 on here, but you would just grab 100 of the selected on that list. After you have all of them selected, you're going to go to Export Contacts and click Export. Now this can take a minute. You can click Check Progress. Depending on how many contacts you have, it can take a little bit. I recommend, again, maybe just a couple hundred contacts. Should be fairly quick. Once you look at this, and again, it's under, you know, just if you lose it, it's under bulk actions here. You can click this little download button right here. Once you click that, that'll actually download it to a CSV file, and I'm going to open that CSV file up now. Okay, so we have the CSV file. Next step is we're going to be looking at how to export and analyze the area codes in ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT, I think you can get a free account if you're not working with it too much, if you don't already have an account. But all you're going to do is take your downloaded CSV file and you'll drag it into the chat. And then just give it a prompt, something like pull all of the phone numbers and give me the top 10 area codes by count. Also provide city and state next to them. And the reason why you want city and state next to them is because, and this is just another list I pulled, but the reason why you want city and state is so that when you go to purchase phone numbers, you know what cities they're in. So in my list, I have a lot of 435, probably because I get a lot of spam callers in my area code. This is just pulled from our Next Level, kind of one of our sub accounts. But this is giving you a count of how many phone numbers out of that list are the most. And I just asked for top 10. Now you could say, give me the top 20. It depends on how many phone numbers you want to purchase. But essentially, you would just say, oh, cool, here's my top 10 phone numbers. You guys are going to have way more of these. But here's my top phone numbers. So now I have my list of phone numbers. And so now we're going to go back to the CRM. And I'm going to show you how to buy local phone numbers. And this is where I'm going to walk you through exactly where to turn on the local presence dialing feature in your account. To start, go down to Settings in the bottom left. And then you'll go to Phone System. Once you're here, you'll go up to Voice, Other Settings, and Outbound Calls. This is where you'll turn on local presence dialing. So you'll click this to turn it on. And you'll notice here that it gives you a little bit of a warning. In case outgoing calls go unanswered, some contacts may call you back. To ensure that they reach the team member who had called them, assign the contacts to the team member making the calls or disable the chat. So if you go to inbound calls, right here, ring user assigned to called number. If activated, calls will be forwarded to the user assigned to the called number. Here's the thing is you can only have one number assigned to yourself as a user. So you definitely want to turn this off, but keep in mind, and this is really important, that all of your contacts, if they're able to call you back, you have to be assigned to that contact. Now, most of the time when we build this out, in fact, this is how it's default in Next Level, is every time a new lead hits your account, it assigns it to you as the main user. But let's say you manually plug in a lead into your account or something like that. They may not be assigned, and so you definitely want to go into, to the contact when you're calling them, and just make sure that all of your contacts are assigned to you. And where you see if they're assigned to you is you just go to contacts, and then right here on this little menu item, you can actually come in here and click assigned, and you'll see that it's assigned to you. Now this is a dummy account, so it's not going to be assigned necessarily, but another way to do it is if you're looking at a contact record, you should see right here at the top assigned to, and you should see your name. So just be mindful of that. But like I said, in all of the accounts we have this automation assign new contacts to main user, so that if a lead hits your account, it gets assigned to the main person. Again, this may differ for you a little bit depending on how you're using your account, but all it is if a contact's created, and this is a dummy account, so it's not actually set up, but there'll be an action here that says assign to user, and you select the user on the account. You should already have that. If you want to double check, go to your automation tab and then search in the top right search box here, assign to user, and just make sure that you have this automation. If you don't, go ahead and reach out to us and we'd be happy to help you get that set up, but it's fairly simple. We pulled your leads, showed you how to throw the prompt in ChatGPT, showed you how to buy additional local numbers to link your A2P account up, and then to turn on the local presence dialing option. And then finally, just kind of a bonus, a tip here. Some of you may have clients that you already have your phone number in your main CRM phone number, and you may call them out of your system, and now instead of calling them from the number they know, if you gave them your CRM number, it's going to call them from the local number if you now have a local number in their city. So there is a way around that, and all you need to do is if you go into a contact record and you're like, let's say this is your client and they know your one phone number, but they might not pick up if you call them from another, or whatever use case you can think of where this would apply. But essentially, to override that, you come up here to the call icon in your system, and I need to go back to my other account, so bear with me. And let's say you want to call them. Right here where it says calling from, see how it says number closest to the contact? If you don't want your system to default this way, you need to just click change. Go ahead and grab your number that they have, like your main CRM number that you've been using, and then you can just dial them in here. So just go ahead and put in their phone number. You'll see it over here on the left hand side, and you can call them manually. So you don't have to use local presence if you don't want to. Just be mindful to call them. You need to click not this icon here, you need to click this one up here, and then you can click click change like I showed you, and select the number that you want to call them from. So I think a lot of you are going to get a lot of use out of this. Yes, you do have to buy new phone numbers. It's an additional monthly cost, but if you think about the likelihood of your leads picking up the call, answering the phone more frequently, even one additional sell is going to give you a massive return on your investment for just buying some additional phone numbers. Using this local presence feature doesn't cost you anything else except just buying those additional phone numbers. So really looking forward to the user starting to deploy this and seeing increased call rates.